the Dallas Mavericks signed Olympic sensation Guerschon Yabusele from France, who did play in the NBA before Coop with the Boston Celtics.
He did.
We'll talk about that here on Mavericks Today. Harrison Graham and Jeffrey Cooperstein. And he kind of made it clear that he wants to return to the NBA after a strong showing in the Olympics. But this is what he tweeted out just a couple of days ago, yesterday actually, saying, "Been waiting for a second chance. I'm ready."
He's ready.
And I think he's 28, so
He
he's
is.
still young enough where he could certainly return and, potentially impact the team in a positive manner. And he was awesome for France, Coop. Put LeBron on a poster in the gold medal match, fearless player inside. I enjoyed watching him.
Yeah, he had a very good showing for France at the Olympics, and you could argue that he was their most consistent and best player throughout the tournament. 14 points a night, 3 boards, very efficient from the field. He's not going to shoot threes at a high clip at all, but he's a guy who's a little bit of an undersized four who kind of just gets in the weeds and gets dirty and is able to do like the little things on the court to help a team win. And he was a very good and key part of Real Madrid's team last year that made it to the EuroLeague final, ended up losing, but he's been a very good player in Europe for a while now, and it looks like he's ready to come back to the league and try to make something of himself here in the NBA.
Yeah, look, we know in today's NBA, even for at the 5 in some regard, it's tough when you don't extend your game to the three-point line to have a role, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. I mean, a guy like Draymond Green obviously has made a career without being able to shoot threes outside of a couple years here and there throughout his decade-plus career. There is a buyout issue, $2.5 million. That's not nothing this time of year.
So,
where teams are at with their financial situation.
And it's very complicated. So the number is $2.5 million to Real Madrid. However, the NBA teams cannot buy out players in Europe for less than $850,000. That's the max they can spend. So the rest of it would come out of his pocket himself. So he'd have to offset the cost, and he would owe $1.65 million.
And that's about what a vet minimum contract would be. So would he basically have to play?
He'd be playing
his
for
first
free.
year for free. Is he going to do that? I mean,
It
maybe
sounds like
if
he
wants
wants
to
to
return to the NBA. I guess maybe he could. If a team throws him $2 million, it's like, okay, at least I'm making $300,000-$400,000, which for a professional athlete isn't a ton, but you can get by 1 year with that type of money. You look at his career stats in the NBA, played almost a full season in total games there. Obviously didn't do a ton, but look, he's an intriguing player. I don't think this player I'm about to mention was quite as physical and skilled offensively than Yabusele, but I don't know. We've seen like a DeJuan Blair type work in the NBA.
The guy that I was thinking of was Brandon Bass, if you remember him, from the late 2000s Mavs team.
He had a decent little mid-range game.
Exactly. Like the undersized four just kind of does the dirty things. He's good on defense. He's going to get physical with guys, and he's going to be a good team player. And I do think Yabusele is a different player than he was when he was in the NBA almost 6 years ago now. He's been over in Europe for a long time, has been on some very good teams, and if he does make a return to the NBA, I think he could help a contending team in a bench role. I really do.
And the intriguing thing with Dallas is he plays a position where you could use another body.
Absolutely.
Like
you only have Maxi Kleber, basically.
PJ Washington and Maxi Kleber are really your only guys who can play 4 for extended minutes, and we know Kleber's going to miss time. Like, it is inevitable.
It will happen.
That he will get banged up at some point in the season. So when he does, I mean, is Omax Prosper in that situation ready for a role? I'm not saying Yabusele is like more ready than Prosper, but it'd be nice to have another guy in the mix. And look, I'm all for bringing Markieff back and having him be that 15th guy if you cut A.J. Lawson, but like, he's not going to play. Nope. He will not play a single meaningful minute the entire season. If he's on the court, it's garbage time. We know that. Maybe this guy can play in a pinch. I doubt he'd be in your rotation when you're fully healthy, but he's young. He plays with energy. He does the dirty work, like you said. I'm interested if it's a cheap deal and if he's willing to come over and absorb that buyout situation.
Yeah, I think it would be on a veteran minimum deal, which is around 2.5, 2.8 million, whatever it is nowadays.
Net $1 million.
So yeah, I mean, I'd be interested if he really does want to make an NBA return, and it would surprise me if the Mavs weren't at least kicking the tires on this because they're very well
These
known.
are the type of guys they give chances to.
They're well known.
Dante last year.
They're well known for going to get guys over in Europe and bringing them over and kind of reviving NBA careers. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Mavs were at least interested in a deal like this.
What do you guys think? Would you go sign Guerschon Yabusele, type S for sign or P for pass? I mean, I'd be interested. I doubt Dallas ends up doing it. It seems like they're going to sign Markieff, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So, I think
until he does.
Until he does, that's at least noteworthy. So give us your thoughts in the comment section down below. We still have draft hats available, and the beauty of the draft hats this year is they're not like just hats you have to wear around the draft.
They don't say draft.
They don't have draft on them. These are just sweet lids, I think. You got the snapbacks, flat bills, curve bill, kind of baseball cap style. Go check them out. Chatsports.com/MavsDraft. That link to purchase one today is in the comments and the description of this video. Go get yourself a brand new Mavericks lid. All right, the Christmas Day schedule got leaked.
Yes.
Shams Charania had the note of the Christmas slate, and Timberwolves at Mavericks has been the leak here. Now, this will be confirmed soon, but if Shams is putting it out there, I think it's a safe bet that this will be the case. I would not have pegged this to be the Mavs matchup. I fully expected Dallas to be on Christmas Day, but I think the NBA is going to try to feature Anthony Edwards more because they view him as like the next big American star. Obviously, the Mavericks draw well. Luka's a top international star, etc. So it's not surprised that they're on Christmas. So this will be fun if this ends up being the case.
Yeah, fourth straight Christmas Day game for the Mavericks. Second at home, they played the Lakers at home 2 years ago, I believe, and they're 4-3 all time. They lost 3 in a row. They won last year against Phoenix, so try to make it 2 in a row here and go 5-3 on Christmas. The full schedule release, by the way, will be on Thursday, so we'll know all 82 games and we'll know where the Mavs are playing opening night, who they're playing in the NBA Cup, et cetera, et cetera. We'll know all of that on Thursday.
Yeah, so we probably won't do a full 82-game schedule breakdown, but maybe we'll highlight some of the notable games or something. So stay tuned for that. Some other notable names or dates here, Coop, beyond the schedule release. Mavericks Media Days on September 30th. Training camp gets going the next day.
In Vegas.
In Vegas, that's right. They're going to go there for a few days. And then regular season mid-October, October 15th. So
closer than you think.
It's right at 2 months away. And remember, there's a couple other things to note, too, like Kyrie Irving recovering from a wrist, hand?
Broke his hand.
Left hand.
Should be fine. Should be all ready to
go. But I would guess we'll have some kind of update on Media Day there, September 30th. So before you know it, you're going to blink, and the Mavs are going to be back in action, which is going to be a lot of fun.
The season's going to be here before we know it, man, and I'm really excited to see if this Mavs team can go back to the NBA Finals and repeat for the first time as Western Conference champions in franchise history. I think it's going to be a really fun season. Even if they don't get back to the finals, the storylines surrounding the Mavs are just going to be fantastic, so I can't wait.
They enter this year with a lot of hype, I would say. I think this is going to be one of those teams where you're going to see a lot of these national talk shows. The Mavericks they're the team. They're going to win the finals this year.
Which is so exhausting to hear the Mavs on national media. Just like, I don't need to hear Skip. Well, not that Skip's on television
R.I.P.
anymore,
Not that he's
I just don't need to hear other people's opinions that don't watch the Mavs on the Mavs. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I hear you. That's why you watch Mavericks Today.
Exactly.
Be sure to subscribe. All right, what games are you most looking forward to this year? Are you looking at some of kind of the high-profile conference matchups?
Clay's return to Golden State.
Yeah, I'll just say it, too. Wemby coming to town. Get your popcorn ready. I think the Spurs are going to be interesting this year, so should be fun, and we'll know the schedule soon, so stay tuned for that. He's Jeffrey Cooperstein. I am Harrison Graham. We will see you guys next time.
Peace.